All right, welcome to the Ringer Wise Guys. Happy Monday. Cousin Sal here. Anthony Dabbundo is here. Raheem Palmer. We got so much going on, fellas. How was the weekend? Raheem, start with you.
Man, the life is good this weekend. We had preseason football. I cashed a couple of wagers. I know the games that I gave you guys, they didn't go too well, but, I'm big in the live market, so we had some fun with that. Obviously, I went out to eat, took myself out there. Shouts to Johnny, bartender over at Carver's Steak. He took the wines off my menu. He, made it on the house, so he said he enjoys the show, so shout out to him. So, yeah, life is good. I can't complain.
He enjoys this show. You gave him 2 losers on Friday. He gave you free wine. What a deal!
Oh my God, best deal ever.
I want to get to Raheem's live bet in a minute. I won't get into specifics, but you may have. This might be a turning point for me as a gambler, based on something you tweeted, based on something you said. But we'll get to it when we hit the NFL preseason. Dabbundo, everything good with you?
This is Ringer Wise Guys presented by FanDuel. Football season is back, and there's never been a better time to get in the game because FanDuel is giving rewards all season long. Whether picking a champion or building future same-game parlays, FanDuel has you covered. The app is fast, easy to use, and when you win, you'll get paid instantly. Head to FanDuel.com/gamblers to get started today. You have to be 21 or older in select states, 18 or older in D.C., Kentucky, or Wyoming. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. Call 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut.
Everything's great. The Phillies swept the Twins. They won the Field of Dreams game. Pretty good weekend of betting. And honestly, I got more errands done yesterday on a rainy Sunday than I have in my entire life. So
really,
we're ready. We're ready to tackle the week. Premier League is back this week.
Oh yeah.
Baseball pennant races are heating up. NFL preseason, I'm kind of already tired of betting on it, but I am enjoying overreaction season. I had the Eagles Saturday night for a small amount of money, which no longer is my money anymore. That's property of FanDuel Sportsbook. So
you'll get it back.
We're gonna get it back. Yeah.
Yeah. And you ran all these errands. People don't realize how difficult it is to run errands with no wheels on your car. Like you have 0 tires. Really,
today's a very sad day, Sal. I have to give the rental car back.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so my insurance company said you have to return the rental car or you're on your own paying for it after August 17th. So I said, all right, I'm dropping off the rental car. Fortunately, family out of town. I'm borrowing a family car for the week. But next week starts the great search for what Anthony's next car will be. Or if I'll have a car at all.
Had the Eagles won on Saturday or whenever, you might have been able to extend that rental agreement a couple of days. But no, that's what happens here. All right, we have a big show. Preseason week 1, we're going to wrap it up. Major League Baseball news. Tate Frazier's coming on to do over-under reactions. Let's handicap the headlines, by the way. Look at this. The big story of the weekend, the fun story. Joshua Báez of the St. Louis Cardinals hits 3 home runs in his debut. They picked him out of the crowd, right? He wasn't even a real player, Dabbundo? No, that's a no. He's 23 years old. He spent 4 years in the minors. He comes up, not 1, not 2, 3 homers. I'm happy for him. There was a nice picture with him and his family. It's a pretty nice moment, right, Dabbundo?
I mean, it literally has never happened in the history of baseball. And they've been playing baseball a long time, Sal. So when things happen that have never happened before,
right?
That's pretty unusual. But, the Cardinals are kind of an interesting team. I mean, they got so many young guys now. Walker finally had his breakout, Weatherholt's favorite rookie of the year. And now this Báez kid who, he wasn't that highly touted of a prospect.
No.
Like he was like a pretty good prospect with a lot of power. People didn't think the hit tool was going to play. I had heard of him. Like he was discussed in a couple of Dynasty League group chats, but certainly not in like, oh my God, you can't miss this Joshua Báez kid.
Right.
So now we'll see how his next few games go. He's in Philly.
Here's how over.
Is he the brother of Javier Báez?
I don't think so. Is he? No.
Oh,
okay. I don't want to spread rumors, but maybe. Yeah, I mean, let's go with it. Sure. Yeah, I don't know. No, I will say this is how overlooked he was, Raheem. His baseball card went from $180 to $1,250. I don't even know how it was 180, but my 12-year-old swears he had him and threw it away. I told him he's lying. Raheem, do you collect cards or memorabilia?
I did when I was a kid, but now I don't.
You don't? I feel like you would be into that. Like just even like boxing.
You know what? I mean, I kind of wanted to. I used to work with Darren Ravel over at the Action Network, and he's big into that thing. But I never got into it.
Yeah. Tokens. What about you? What are you on?
I own nothing. It is one of the great
Wow.
letdowns of my life. I have no cool merch and memorabilia. I have like some ticket stubs from some famous games,
Right.
but other than that, nothing. And those aren't even a thing anymore because nobody has everything's
Physical
mobile.
tickets.
So you don't have like the vintage ticket from the 19-inning Phillies game or Roy Halladay's playoff no-hitter, right? Like those aren't even a thing anymore. But I own very little merch and memorabilia. Something maybe I'll get into it as I get older, but I feel like there's just too many people that are way more passionate about it than me. So I'm never going to have an edge in it. It's just going to be like a sentimental value kind of deal.
You know, the thing I do collect is probably music. I still have all my vinyl from my DJ days. Obviously, you know, at some point we moved on to Serato, Scratch Live, and the new version of Serato DJ. But yeah, I still have all my vinyl. So that'll be a thing like that I'm probably like the most into as far as collecting.
So you have like the Pat McAfee on vinyl. You have the new album.
Oh, no Pat McAfee. I mean, I got Dre and Snoop and, you know, 12 inches and like, you know, 12-inch singles and stuff like that, you know, white labels and stuff.
All right. I've heard of Dre and Snoop, but McAfee's kind of more my style. All right. So here's why we don't collect, because we make parlays. And apparently if you put $100, I don't know why you would, parlay on Joshua Báez first 3 at bats to be home runs, you would have, I don't even know what this number is. $7,583,859,285,820. I don't know what book pays that, Raheem. That would probably have to be over like an installment plan or something, but that's a ridiculous number. Not available anywhere, obviously, right?
Yeah, I don't even think they would book that number. It's just too much of a liability.
Yeah, no kidding.
I saw somebody had a 20-1 on 2 home runs in the game. And I was like, that feels like a bad number. Like, I feel like you kind of got screwed on that price at 20
for him to hit too.
Yeah.
Oh God, that's awful. Yeah,
it's an awful number. The guy was flexing it, and I was like, "Are you sure, man? Like, it wasn't a good bet." Like, I looked at the math. Wrigley, wind was blowing out, but still, interesting.
Yeah, it was a family member. I would have cashed out on that immediately. All right, let's hit this preseason. Week 1 officially. There was a Hall of Fame game last Thursday, but now this is week 1 for all the teams. And the big news that everyone's talking about, Raheem Palmer, our Dallas Cowboys beat the Seattle Seahawks 17-7. We kicked the crap out of the defending champs. A full-on embarrassment. 338 yards to 156. We held the C- Hawks to 49 yards passing. A thorough ass kicking. We did it, Raheem. We are back.
We are definitely back. I mean, we had Joe Milton at quarterback. I mean, he's a preseason Hall of Famer at this point. I spoke a lot about those guys last week, and he's one of them. So always exciting to see that. I wish they had been a little bit more aggressive at the end. You know, they ran out the last 4 minutes of the clock. I wanted to see another touchdown. So it's preseason. Like, why are y'all running out the clock? What are we doing?
I hear you. We could have put 50 on him. Dabbundo, ask me if Dak Prescott played in that game.
Did Dak Prescott play in that game?
No, he did not. Ask me if Javonte Williams or CD Lamb or George Pickens played in that game.
What about Sam Darnold? Did he play in that game?
No, don't do that, Devontae. That's not what this is about. I am getting ready to watch them right in my backyard in February. I might go camp out at SoFi right after this podcast. And after that, they don't stop. Boy, Jerry Jones is he is on a mission like I've never seen before to not eat shit for this Parsons trade. He signs Von Miller. Well, look, he's 37. His best years are behind him. But guess what? Last year, Raheem, not his best year, obviously. He had 9 sacks, which would have led the team, the Cowboys.
Yeah, he definitely. He led the Commanders in sacks. So, he still has some tread left on that tire. I mean, at the end of the day, we've improved the defense significantly. It's not a great defense, but when you're scoring 27 points per game on offense and giving up 30 points per game on defense, all you need to do is just get that down to about 24, 23, 21, and we got a shot. So I love what we're doing.
We need to work on our corners a little more. They need to show up. But first of all, it doesn't matter. We beat the defending champs, so we're the best. But Quinnen Williams, Dabbundo, Rashawn Gary, Caleb Downs, Malachi Lawrence, now Von Miller. Not bad.
Von Miller. I mean, that's a big signing.
Oh, shut up. Come on.
He was slightly below average in pressure rate last time he played football. I mean, that addition could be huge. I'm excited about Overshown. I think this team, Downs in kind of like the nickel Imanwari spot. I hope Caleb Downs was taking notes and maybe chatting up with Nick Imanwari as he tries to replicate his role somewhat in this defense this year for Dallas. But I just finished NFC East, and I don't want to spoil anything, but the other NFC East team that is in contention with them, I don't see a huge gap. As currently
that's the problem, right? Nobody really. Well, we won't get into it.
I mean, I think we're all on the same page. I'm gonna be honest with you. I know none of the starters played for the Eagles in that preseason game, but the offense looks so abysmal, and we saw them look abysmal last year. I think that was a prelude to the offense that we're going to see in the regular season. I mean, we're going to get to the Eagles.
To Kevin Patullo, they were enshrining him one last time before moving on. They had 2 first downs in the first half. That's all right, though. I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, if nobody plays, I don't really care what your offense looks like. It doesn't matter. If Jalen Hurts and Devontae Smith are both injured and they play all the backups, including no Saquon Barkley, the Eagles' offense will be bad this year. That is my official prediction. I will put that in writing in pen. But
I agree with you.
You do?
Yeah.
So we're in agreement.
I'm not going to argue.
All right, we can skip the NFC East pod then. Just moving on.
We don't have to. All right, I know preseason doesn't matter except for the Cowboys beating Seattle. But let's go over the numbers in week 1. 9-6-1. The underdogs were straight up 11-4-1 against the spread. Unders, Raheem, were 12-4. And this is from Brad Powers. If you steam chased every 3-point or more line move, sides and totals right before kickoff, 0-10-1. The wise guys got their heads handed to them this weekend.
Yeah, I almost forgot. It's so funny because you're so used to if you have a top down betting approach, and what I mean by top down is you're kind of looking at the market and seeing where the sharp moves are going. Right. You can't do that for preseason because it's not an efficient market. So you kind of have to remember that going forward. You're probably better off is just waiting for those moves to come in, and then right around game time, just betting the other side because the market is so inefficient in preseason. So that's something to remember going forward.
All right, you get.
At the end of the day, it's so random. I mean, none of these games actually matter. None of these teams are trying to win. Mm-hmm. So I almost think CLV is about as overrated.
There are certain teams who are trying to win. I kind of got to disagree with that because there's certain coaches who want to go out there. Like you look at, I said the other day, Robert Saleh was 10-2 in the preseason. Now he's 11-2. We know about John Harbaugh. I mean, obviously it's changed.
Such a tiny sample, though.
John Harbaugh. I mean, the Ravens won 27 straight games.
They would be the exception, yes. But for the most part,
But you have coaches who just care a little bit more. Even Ben Johnson, if you look at the Bears the other day, they were aggressive down the stretch because they're trying to put it on teams. So I think it's a select few coaches who take this thing a little bit serious. Or you take somebody like Sean McVay, he's not playing. They didn't even fly Matthew Stafford to the game. He just wasn't even there. He just was somewhere, rolling Dutches and eating chicken wings or something. He was not there. So it just depends on the coach.
Yeah, and I think you're right. Andy Reid through the years didn't give a crap in some of these winning teams, but I would think for the most part, the losing teams want to build this winning culture and get used to winning, right? So in addition to the Harbaughs, who what was their record? What they went 17 in a row? More 19? I don't even remember what it was before.
You know what the problem is? I think the scrimmages have become the true preseason game. Yeah. And that's why I said this on Twitter, about a week and a half ago. I want the NFL to start selling some scrimmages packages because I want to watch the scrimmages. I know that they're going all out in those scrimmages, and in the preseason game are kind of just a little formality.
I think we have this week, Raheem.
Who is it?
Eagles Patriots in Foxborough. AJ Brown versus his own team, right. Quinion Mitchell. There was discussion on the Ringers Philly special about what the interaction is going to be between AJ Brown and Jalen Hurts, whether that will get posted on the internet or not. I guarantee you it will. That'll be interesting. Can we bet on how long AJ Brown and Jalen Hurts will speak to one another during the joint practices? Because I'm going under 42.5 seconds.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, way under. I will say this, Dabbundo. If Raheem starts betting on scrimmages, I think that's when we stage the intervention. We got a 1-800 number for you.
Yeah, I'm not betting on scrimmages. That's crazy.
All right. Now, listen, you have been doing well in the preseason game. You did give us 2 losers on Friday. Whatever. Your live betting has been off the charts. Let's see those biceps. Give us some pec action because tell us about New Orleans, Jacksonville. You don't have to tell us how much, but my God, you nailed it.
So I'm watching, New Orleans versus Jacksonville, and the first half, the Saints are kind of dominating this game, and the Jaguars really can't do anything. But then you tune into the second half, the Saints, they take their guys out, and you're like, oh shoot, Jacksonville's moving the ball, but the Saints can't move the ball. So they have the ball at, I think, the Saints 35-yard line. And I see it's 20-6, and I see 8-1. And I think before that you could have gotten like 15-1, but I see 8-1. I'm like, they get this into the end zone. It's only a 1-score game with 11 minutes to go in the third quarter. That's a lot of time. They get it into the end zone and they go for 2. So now it's 20-14, and I'm in it to win it. So I think at the next possession, after they kick the field goal or whatever, Jacksonville comes right back down, and they're about to score. But they have a holding penalty. And that's the rough thing about the preseason is that you can get into great territory, but a holding penalty will wipe you out. They might call 5 holding penalties in a row. But anyway, they kick a field goal, they come back, they score, they take the lead. And I'm just, I'm on cloud 9 because I got $1,000 on 8-1. Matter of fact, I might have a little bit more than that because I think it ended up paying around $10,000 or whatever. But yeah, I ended up cashing that wager. So I always tell people, a lot of people, they love to play these parlays because, they're lottery tickets. But I think the better way to play a lottery ticket is either futures bets or you play in-game, because a lot of times, especially in the modern NFL, modern NBA, even, baseball, no one's really out of a game. And somebody's always going to make a run. So I'm really big on playing those comebacks. I play them all the time. So, I've had some famous ones over the years. I can't post some of these tickets for safety reasons, but you play these comebacks more often than not, you're going to find yourself in a position to where either they're going to come back and tie the game and win it, or maybe you find yourself in a position to where you get close enough to where you have cash out value, or you can bet the other side and try to middle it.
All right. I think that's gambling gold, what you gave us just said. Dabbundo, you don't appreciate it. You're looking off camera. I don't know what you're looking at right now, but I
look at the Twitch chat. Yeah.
Well, I want to hear what people are saying in a second, but Raheem, just in terms of, let's not even say like 100-1, but let's say in your case, like a 10-1, a team that's down 7 in the fourth quarter versus a 3-team parlay, right? That's kind of what we're talking, or a 4-team parlay would play closer to 10-1. I have to get in that mindset of what you just said. Like, yes, of course, betting a team to excel in the next 40 minutes is better than getting 4 teams to excel in 3 hours. Like, why? Yeah, that makes all the sense in the world. I think what people go through in their head is, I've seen this team look like ass for 2 hours, so I don't want any part of them. But you got to get past that, is what you're saying. You got to get past it. But what I like to do is I like to see signs of life. So the moment I see a sign of life, I'm like, all right, can they sustain this? And then also, like, for a sport like basketball, you have to ask yourself, all right, are they shooting? Is the opposing team shooting at an unsustainable level? Because you'll come out and see a team, they'll make 15 threes, and it's like, all right, they're not going to do this in the second half. Or in football, you're asking yourself, all right, is this team wearing down? So a good team, based on last year, and I think it'll be the case this year, the Chicago Bears, they've always been a second half team. So you go back to that Chicago Bears Green Bay Packers playoff game. I'm going into the game already knowing the Bears are probably going to be at a deficit. So if you guys remember our Ringer Wise Guys show for the playoffs, I gave out the Bears second half before the game started. And then at halftime, the Bears are down 21-0. So I already got plus EV on the Bears to win the second half. But then I'm looking at the number. I'm seeing plus 400, plus 500, plus 600 out there. I've seen the Bears come back 1,000,000 times. Right. I'm already having plus EV with the Bears, pretty much getting even money on the second half. So now I could just free roll. Give me the Bears plus 600 to come back and win this game. That's exactly what happened. So I still got that. I can show you guys that ticket too. I was jumping and screaming, no. But it was just like, those are the things that I like to do, because it puts yourself in a position to where it's like, all right, once you playing with their money, now I can take shots like that.
There's a little piece of the cheese head missing, and that's because of that playoff game. I was so pissed. Freaking Green Bay special
that was
teams,
rough,
man. Brandon McManus. Philly does not claim him whatsoever.
But also, also look for legendary quarterbacks. Like, for instance, you go back to that first Eagles-Chiefs Super Bowl. at one point in time, it looked like the
chicken wings game for Raheem Palmer.
Yeah, I mean, I know I said that, but it actually worked out well for me because, you know, at one point in time, the Eagles were about to go up 17 points or whatever. And I think there was a moment where I think Devontae Smith, he caught the ball, but they were going to overturn it. So they didn't pull the live markets down. I bet the Chiefs at 4-1 at that point in time. They ended up calling it back.
They forced a punt. And then
they forced a punt. And now it's like, all right, I'm in great position. I got 4-1 on the Kansas City Chiefs. And you know Mahomes is going to make a run. So, you know, I like to do stuff like that all day, every day.
I just love that. I should just do a whole season of only live betting. I guess the Lines podcast would probably suck with the whatever, but you're getting the last laugh for him. And by the way, if it signs a life you're looking for, look no further than the UFC. This card this past weekend, you got guys that are down 2 rounds to nothing and just have a puncher's chance, and they walk away with knockouts, and it's about 7, 8, 10 to 1, just like you're talking about. All right, Dabbundo, let's go to the action this week. Watson against Shedeur Sanders. It's looking like Watson is going to take the step forward here. Shedeur threw an interception. They had a nice pass in there too, like a 40-yard pass too. But Watson, you know, I don't know. He not sure if he's turning heads, but Todd Monken was thrilled. He's like, "Did you see what I saw out there? Did you feel the same way, Dabbundo?"
No. I thought it was very strange to me. Todd Monken talks about this big QB battle. And, you know, we're trying to evaluate the quarterbacks. Did you see what the Browns did on their first drive?
I'm not sure what I only saw highlights, but I saw enough.
Judkins handoff.
Oh, yeah,
Judkins handoff, punt.
Yeah. Right.
So if your goal was to evaluate the quarterback, I mean, I guess you could look at his ability to hand the ball off to Quinshon Judkins and say he did pretty well. Yeah, but when I watched back Watson and Sanders, because honestly, like I find a lot of the backup quarterback watching to be overrated, but one of these guys is going to be a starter. So I might as well have an opinion and a rating on them. And every throw that Watson made was like base level of competency. I saw nothing to be like, whoa, that was something I didn't expect. Now, Shedeur Sanders was worse. But that's because Shedeur Sanders tried to actually do things at the same time. He tried to force the ball down the field a little bit more and paid the price. It wasn't very good. So
I feel like I was watching totally different highlights. Raheem, what was your takeaway?
Well, I mean, I think Anthony has kind of nailed it. I mean, Watson was 11 of 15 for 126 passing yards. So I think Watson has a little bit of a higher floor than Shedeur.
Yes.
Shedeur probably has the higher ceiling, but his floor is so significantly lower. And it's just like down to down. Like Shedeur is going to look bad, but then he's going to have a play like, you know, the 35-yard pass that he threw. But then he's also going to have a play like the interception he threw. So I think Monken is looking at it from a perspective of, all right, look, how can we just be consistent? You know, maybe the ceiling isn't as high, but the floor is going to be a competent level to where you can at least evaluate the rest of the team. You can at least, you know, do some things. So I think that's the perspective that Monken is looking at it from. But I mean, if you're a Cleveland fan, you got to almost find yourself in a position to where it's like, look, we know Watson is not the guy. Maybe Shedeur isn't the guy. Maybe Gabriel isn't the guy either. But at least you want to see what you have going forward. So it's got to be frustrating to be a Cleveland fan. And I think the most likely scenario, because this is the Cleveland Browns, we're probably going to see Deshaun Watson go out there and win 8 games and ruin their chance of getting the next quarterback, because that's the most Cleveland Browns thing ever.
Man, but there's some buzz for this group of receivers and backs and tight ends. I mean, people like Fannin, Judkins, Concepcion, Boston. Like it could be a fun team. You give me a competent quarterback, and I wouldn't be shocked if this offense was 25th. But I just don't think they have that on the roster.
I thought, you know, it was a limited sample, but I thought he played with the confidence that I hadn't seen in a half a decade for Watson. I really I don't know. He just seemed so not into playing football the last couple of years, I thought. And I don't know. I know it's against everyone's backups, but not bad at all, I thought, as far as the eye test goes. Other quarterback, New York quarterback, Jackson Dart, had to visit the tent again. They did it to Dabbundo, and he was puzzled. In the post-game press conference, says he was puzzled after being forced to visit. No, it's now 43% of his games he's been to the tent.
It's not sustainable. What odds would you give Jackson Dart to play all 17 games this year?
I like the rookie to hit 3 home runs again tomorrow.
I mean, it's serious though. Is it 5-1? Is it 6-1? Is it 10-1 that he plays all the games?
But it's not going to be because the league won't let him because they're arbitrarily sending him to the tent, right?
Well, no, I'm saying he's just going to get hurt. Like he goes to the tent, gets his bell rung a lot. Him and Scatterboo both play a very aggressive style. They're trying to maximize every play, every yard, and that's fine for 8 games a year. Like that's the main issue with me with Giants upside backers is you're going with a duo and a third player in Neighbors coming off a major injury. And you need like a series of unlikely events to all come together at once for this team to hit their ceiling. And that for me feels very dubious when even in the preseason, he's out there getting whacked. And I know that one wasn't really necessarily his fault. You know, Tyrone Tracy did him no favors. Going up against Flores is never going to be easy, but you know, all it takes is 1 or 2 opportunities and he's out for a game. And then if you get the concussion, that's another game. And I'm not too keen on Jameis Ball at this point. So
I mean, to be fair, Jameis might be an upgrade.
I don't know about that. At this point in their careers, I doubt that. Maybe if you're playing fantasy and you want Malik Neighbors to go cook, but
that's fair.
The Giants could be a fun run team this year when they're healthy.
I don't know. I think people are too high on him. We'll do the NFC East, but between Neighbors and Dart and Scatterboo, if that's your core there, I mean, maybe Likely is their best, even he gets hurt. But as far as being puzzled, like, I don't know what to tell you, guy. Like, are you always puzzled? Because that's a bad sign if you are. Like, they're going to be extra careful with you. Like, the league does not want to fall apart because they weren't careful enough with Jackson freaking Dart. Give me a break. He's puzzled. So, anyway.
I mean, being puzzled sounds like you have a concussion.
Right. Exactly.
So it sounds like they did the right thing.
Don't tell people you're puzzled. Like,
like that's the last thing you should be after a big hit. Like,
I'm puzzled and a little dizzy. Does anyone have that? I don't know what's going on here. All right. Let's wrap this up. So Ty Simpson did well. He threw 2 touchdown passes. Drew Allard threw 3 total touchdowns. I'm looking
at another Steelers training camp preseason hero, Sal.
Yeah, I know.
What are the chances that we see Drew Allard start this year?
Kenny Pickett. What was it, 2 years ago or 3 years ago now? 3 years ago now? When Kenny Pickett just came in the preseason and just lit up everybody and dominated training camp. And then in week 1, they played the Niners. I remember I fell for it. I bet Pittsburgh, and I think they were down 21-0 at half. And it was not a Tomlin special. They got ran and rinsed.
Oh, really?
That was, you know what it was? That was the year after the Super Bowl. That was like, and everybody was betting on the Super Bowl hangover. I remember that.
Right. So it would have been 2024.
Yeah. So, but Raheem, that's a good question. I think the same question that Dabbundo posed for Aaron Rodgers.
2023. Does 30-7. They beat him. Yeah.
Does he go all 17? Or is it Drew Allard?
Who's more likely to go all 17, Rodgers or Dart?
It's weird that I'm going to say Rodgers, but I think
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too. But, I'm also not confident in that. All right. Klubnik did okay. Tua, okay.
If you throw
3 for
Daniels
5,
in there.
22. Oh, it's another one. Yeah. It's a lot.
You still take Rodgers.
I was talking with a buddy, and it's like, I know we're not going to hit the golden age of like Brady, Manning, Breeze and all that, like however it was. But if you go up, like, who are 5 quarterbacks of the future, 26 or under at this point? Can you name 5
or under?
Yeah. Maybe the problem is everyone's coming into the league at 24, so you don't have enough time to trust them. But is there, like, I hate to say Drake maybe, and
May would be my first pick.
Drafting. But it's tough. You're not
Caleb 25, Stroud's 25. Jaden Daniels is already 26. Bo's 26.
It's tough to get to 5. It's tough to get to 5 names.
Yeah.
I think
Mendoza's 23. I pulled up QB ages. Great podcasting here.
Take a snap first. Yeah, I know. Sorry.
I'm reaching for the bottom of the barrel. How old is Malik Willis?
He's got to be older, right?
Question. Let's look that up.
27.
Is anyone in the chat? No, he's 27. All right, so he doesn't make our cut. What are people saying in the chat here so far? First half hour of the show. Dabbundo, anything good?
Giants coaching group feels like a group of has-beens or never was. True. coaches who used to work with good quarterbacks who now work with bad ones, or less good one in the case of Jackson Dart, even though there is some upside. Browns have been the worst team in 32 out of 32 on first down. The O-line is still mediocre.
That's important.
Judkins is good, but the O-line's not. Daggy J35 gives you credit for being on the Mahomes comeback wagon. Nobody else had that one, Sal.
Yes. Thank you, Daggy. I don't even remember I said that, but I'll take it.
I'll say Bo Nix and Caleb Williams, the backyard football QBs of modern NFL. Okay. They do seem to thrive in the chaotic nature of fourth quarters once they get off the script.
Yeah, it's hard to tell which Bo Nix. I think we're going to be arguing about his career many, many decades from now. Not me. I won't be alive. I'll be I'll be dead from live betting preseason football. All right, baseball. Let's hit it.
I got one more thing. Go
ahead. Sorry. What is it?
I didn't watch a ton this weekend, but I did catch some Jalen Daniels, not to be confused with the Commanders quarterback. That guy is a preseason hero. And I think he's underrated. He had real command of the offense. They were explosive. They were efficient underneath. He ran a great offense at Kansas in that group when they never had a defense, but they scored a lot of points. And to me, he feels like a not quite athletic enough or a big enough frame to be an NFL starter, but the kind of guy that when he gets up against the backups, he's going to dominate. They have the Chiefs this week in preseason. I'm going to be looking for some Bucks. The Bucks could be a good live team once Baszler goes out. I think Daniels is probably better. I was really impressed by him.
Yeah, I saw that. I was on that game as well.
I didn't bet it, but it was on at the bar when I happened to be watching. You're looking around all right, what do we have on TV? We have 240-pound 12-year-old for the Hawaii Little League World Series team. We have a golf tournament of seniors somewhere. Right. Pirates, Red Sox, and Jets, Bucks. That was the Friday night viewing options for baseball fans and sports fans across America. So I did tune into some Jets, Bucks, and was really impressed by Jalen Daniels.
Well, you know what Jalen Daniels has going for him? The three of us couldn't name 5 quarterbacks 26 or under that are going to be on your roster. So
actually, I got a question for you guys.
Yeah,
because I try not to overreact to this stuff, but Tua looks kind of cooked. And I'm really concerned for the Atlanta Falcons. And I posed this question on Twitter. Some people got mad at me. Some people agreed with me. Is it possible that Kevin Stefanski could be a downgrade to Raheem Morris? And I say that from a perspective of the one thing the Falcons did well was that they had a solid defense. And I think Raheem Morris is, a big factor in that. And then obviously you have, suspension to, one of your key players. I don't think the offense is going to improve with Tua and then an injured Penix. So what do you guys think about that? And we're going to get to the Falcons, preview and NFC South later, but what's your thoughts?
I more or less agree. I mean, I think he's going to be pulling his hair out. He hasn't had the situation where, he has with the Browns a little bit, but he has all these shiny toys, right? And Bijan and even Kyle Pitts at this point coming off a career year and Drake London and they may not be able to get any of those guys the ball. It could suck for a while for Kevin Stefanski, 2-time coach of the year. Dabbundo?
The defense taking a step back also has a personnel problem, right? Atlanta finally had a pass rush last year. And I just did NFC South over the weekend, and I was like, wait, what happened to all the good pass rushers the Falcons had? Jalen Walker's out for the year. James Pierce is going to miss the first 8 games. He's suspended. So, we're back to old Atlanta where they have no pass rush whatsoever. I do agree. I was optimistic about Atlanta earlier in the offseason. The more and more we've gotten closer to the season, we've seen how bad Tua looks. He just looks kind of rattled out there. What you think of Tua and what Tua does this year is also correlated to the Chargers, inversely correlated maybe, because the worse Tua looks, the better that makes Mike McDaniel and maybe that Chargers offense look as those two sides go further and further from each other.
I don't know. He couldn't have been too excited about the quarterback situation going into preseason, though, Raheem, right? With Tua and Penix. And by the way, Penix, I think Cousins gets a lot of credit because he won 4 of his last 5 or whatever. If you look at their numbers, Penix was better.
Yeah, without a doubt.
So
schedule driven, a lot of that.
Yeah, I don't want to rule him out just yet. All right, Dabbundo, should we go on to baseball?
Coming up, Pittsburgh. The Steelers are going to start 1-0, Sal.
Oh, my God.
Only need to get, 8 more to go over? Yeah.
We'll be there. Lars is going to take them to the promised land. All right, Brewers take 3 out of the 4 from the Dodgers, and there's a number 1 seed update. The Dodgers are minus 105. The Brewers are plus 140. We did this exercise a few days ago. It was the only exercise I got last week. The Brewers were plus 300, and now they're plus 140. And Raheem, they're up 3.5 games. They're up 3 games, and they own the tiebreaker over the Dodgers. I don't think they play again. They don't play again, right?
Nope.
And they're only plus 1. They're plus 140. Isn't that nice for we got a terrible number. Baseball left.
Yeah,
it's bad. Why?
I'm saying like they should be the favorite.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
I didn't understand it. I didn't understand it going into the weekend. Now, granted, the Dodgers just needed 2. If they had gotten 2, they would have clinched the tiebreaker because they won 2 out of 3 in Milwaukee. Your boy Edwin Diaz burned him. That blown save that he had,
no doubt,
on Friday swung the whole thing. It swung the tiebreaker, and now they're 3 games back instead of 1 game back, and now they don't have that breaker, so they're essentially 4 back.
Right.
And they just lost Robleski for probably the year. Another good starter
for the year. Wow.
Well, they're not saying for the year, but left elbow inflammation on August 17th means you're not pitching for at least 3 or 4 weeks. So effectively, maybe he's back for the playoffs, but there's no way he was put on the injured list. There's no way he pitches the next 3 or 4 weeks. So we're at a point now where the Dodgers are limping in. And I know that the discourse is, whoa, they did this last year. True. But they needed a series of unlikely events to go win that World Series last year.
Sure.
And this team is in worse shape because last year there was one big hole, and it was the bullpen. And they knew that once they got to the playoffs, they could just shift their extra starters like Glasnow, like Sheehan, like Sasaki into the bullpen. Right now, they have a catcher problem. They have a defense problem. They have an offense problem. They have a bullpen problem. And they're just going to hope that the starters bail them out. I think it's a lot more dubious. Should they still be the favorite? Probably. But this offense is bottom half of the league the last 6 weeks. Their average the last 2.5 months. It's not a great baseball team right now. It's a good baseball team, not a great one.
So we should be betting the no on the Dodgers World Series that FanDuel predicts.
I think it's been trending downward since the Skubal trade, but I agree.
Yeah. Yes, no on all that stuff. And by the way, there was talk about, well, is Edwin Diaz even on the playoff roster? It's like now maybe out of necessity, only out of necessity, he might be on the playoff roster because they have all these other injuries. I'm doing it, Raheem. I'm taking plus 140, up 3.5 games for the Brewers. At least I'll enjoy that bet for 3 weeks before it gets hairy.
But, here's the crazy thing. The Brewers have a series against the Mariners next, and then they have a series against the Braves next. So those next 2 series are probably going to decide this thing because Atlanta's 2.5 back.
And there's a lot, what, 600 or 450? They were 600, I think, Atlanta for the one. I don't know. Look, the Brewers, their pitchers go 6 innings. That's a miracle in today's game, and they get hits when it counts. I like them. I can't believe they stuck around this long, but I'm taking
for what it's worth. I would not bet Atlanta. I still think they're really short pitching wise. Atlanta's got the toughest schedule coming into. They still play Milwaukee, Tampa, the Dodgers, the Phillies 7 times, and the Cubs. There are very few gimme series left for them. 1 with the Rockies and 2 games left with the Nationals. That's pretty much it. So I think Atlanta is going to end up the 3. Because the Dodgers will piece together enough wins to avoid that 3 seed, but it could be decided by that series that they have coming up.
Yeah. And you're in the catbird seat here at Dabbundo. Well, not really. You're in second place, but your Phillies swept the Twins. They've taken 5 out of 6, minus 400 for the playoffs. Cover your ears, Raheem. Plus 800 to win the NL East, plus 1100 to win the National League. But you didn't. What's their record tokens when you attend the games this year?
I would need to pull that up. I haven't updated my spreadsheet in a while.
Really?
I keep a running sheet every year.
Yeah.
I'm disappointed, but I think they're probably around 65%. Feels like about 2 out of 3.
Oh, so that's obviously better than what they're doing normally. Okay.
Sure.
All right. Keep it up. You don't have Jeffrey Yon though on your team. Boy, is this guy exciting. Have you seen it? It's fun stuff.
Are you supporting the bananification of baseball?
Yeah, I like it. It's fine. Yeah, we go one way or the other. I don't want to win 1 out of 3 games and not be exciting, right? Every series. Right. So he's a crazy man. You see this guy, Raheem? He does a flying split after every strikeout.
Oh, that's crazy.
Oh, yeah, yeah. And I predicted this would happen. He did it the other day, and there was an ABS challenge that they lose. It was called a ball. And so he looked foolish, but then he comes back and strikes the guy out anyway. Look, we're a sideshow.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. Oh, yeah. That was crazy. I respect it. I think we need more of that swagger. You know, like, I want to see more of like the South Korean and the Japanese bat flips and celebrations. We need more of that in the American game.
Of course, any baseball fan, well, not any baseball fan, but any baseball executive would say they need that. Baseball needs it. They need baseball too next year. That would be fun. But Dabbundo, 56 and 69, 11 out of the wild card, 100 to 1 to make the playoffs. You buying?
No. I'm buying them later today, but no.
What's the matter with you? No, listen, nobody believed in my Cowboys. Now look, beating the defending champs with ease. Mets can do the same. American League, yeah, our buddy Hench has the Tigers to win the AL Central. That's not looking good. The White Sox are now minus 270. This is the white, like
20 to 1 preseason.
I don't get
20
it.
to 1. The White Sox were 20 to 1 to win the division.
Where were you, Raheem? That seems like a bet you would be on. Chicago White Sox.
Just missed it. I wish I had it, but I can't hit everything.
I bet they're over wins. I was feeling real proud of myself. I didn't go aggressive enough, evidently.
Right. Is this the best scenario going into strike negotiations? The Chicago White Sox sweep the Dodgers in the World Series. And then what the hell? What do you say? What does either side say at that point?
It wouldn't be the White Sox. It would be whoever gets the 6th seed sweeping the Dodgers in the World Series, like an 82 win team.
I guess so.
Honestly, it would be the Dodgers losing in the first round.
In the first round?
Yeah.
Getting swept by, I don't even know how that would match up now. Are they even going to make the playoffs? I don't even know what the Dodgers.
The Dodgers would probably, they're lined up to potentially play Arizona, San Diego, or Philly if they get the 3 seed. So all those teams would fancy their chances of taking on the big bad Dodgers. Phillies have the top 3 rotation guys that are as good as anybody. Right. Padres have the dominant bullpen, the rivalry. They've played a lot of close series over the years. Diamondbacks won the season series with the Dodgers. They don't have the starting pitching, but they have the bats, the athleticism. They just swept them at Chavez Ravine a couple weeks ago. So
I guess Arizona would be the funniest because they don't have a household name in that lineup out of those 3, I think. At Dabbundo, now, very exciting stuff going on with the American League 6 seed. Not how you're about to explain it, but trust me, it's exciting, people. What's going on, Dabbundo?
This is one of the generational mid-offs. We talked about this a couple weeks ago. Like, all these teams are just kind of in the morass of the middle, and none of them are any good. The Blue Jays have gone on a nice little run here. But if you go look, projected standings, it has the Orioles at 79, the Blue Jays at 79, the Guardians at 79, the Twins at 79, the Tigers at 79, and the Rangers at 80, and the Mariners at 80. And basically,
all under 500, barely.
Right. One of those teams will make the playoffs.
Wow.
So
that's good.
It could be it's an all-time race. Like, if your team is in it, if you're following along, it's really fun. Fangraph says none of them will finish above 500. Math says that 1 or 2 will go on a little bit of a run here. And FanDuel has an opinion on who the most likely team to do that is. But right now, the 6th seed, there's 6 teams in the mix. And it's Toronto 5-1, Orioles 5-1, Red Sox, they're not really in that mix. So Guardians 7-1, Tigers 7-1, Rangers plus 950. And then if you go way down, Twins 12-1, Mariners 13-1. Mariners could also still win the division, as could the Rangers.
So the Rangers, who were predicted by Fangraph by a game to have the most out of that bunch, plus 950, you said?
Yeah.
Wow.
Because they also could win the division and not be the 6th seed. But and the craziest part is that with the 3 seed being Houston, if Houston hosted the Rangers in a 3-game series, the only advantage is home field. Those teams are even. In fact, I haven't run my numbers lately. I think I have the Rangers rated better. I definitely have the Mariners rated better than the Astros over the course of a 3-game series without factoring a home field. So you're in a world where, okay, you'd be pretty close to a toss-up, regardless of which team ends up coming out of this, to make the DS, especially if it's Toronto with their frontline pitching now. And then you get the White Sox, who are the biggest overachiever in the sport this year, as the DS opponent. and you're not a big dog to them either. So there's a world where whoever this 80-win team, 82-win team is in the ALCS playing whoever survives the gauntlet of the other side. And there we are. So that's the case. Now, if I have to pick a team, I'm probably taking Toronto.
Interesting. God, they've been so bad for so long.
I know. You know, Vlad hasn't hit a home run at home in a calendar year.
Is that right?
It's insane.
His last home run at the Rogers Center was August 17th of 2025.
Oh, happy anniversary.
0
to Vlad. That's rough. He's probably mad that you're letting that get out. All right, let's do our plays of the day for Monday. We do this every time we're on. Go make some money, everybody. Dabbundo, start us off. What do you like?
I got 2 baseball plays today. It was a good weekend for us on the Diamond. I'm going with the New York Mets minus 111.
Wait, let me
against
jump
the San Diego Padres.
Let me do my.
You gonna do your Jeffrey Yan?
Yeah, Jeffrey Yan. Yeah, Jeffrey Yan. What a name, right?
I love this matchup. I like righties against San Diego. I especially like righties who throw a lot of stuff that dominates righties, especially with the McLean sweeper. San Diego has a pretty righty-heavy lineup. They are not good offensively with slug. Now they go on the road. I think I have a pretty sizable advantage here. And, you know, the one thing, the Mets pen, which I thought was going to stink post-deadline, has actually not stunk. They found a couple of guys here that have pretty good stuff.
Our closer.
And Kodai is now
what
the new
hell?
Edwin Diaz. Yeah, who knew? So I do like the Mets at minus 111 at home tonight.
All right.
And
then
you got one more? Windy City Classic, under 8.5. This one's ugly. You got to hold your nose a little bit. Two guys that have been up and down this year, especially Castillo for the Mariners, but sorry for the White Sox. Now, formerly of the Mariners. I'm going under 8.5, minus 114 in that game.
Is the wind blowing it? Does the wind blow twice as hard when it's Cubs versus White Sox?
It should.
Is it blowing in?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. All right. Raheem, I'll let you finish up here. Let me take the Rockies. Yes, I'm freaking taking the Rockies over the Dodgers, plus 235. 235. It was 210. The Rockies are 4-1 over the last 5. The Dodgers are 4-11 over the last 15. We have to say they're good. They're very good. They're great. No, 4-11. Sugata, pitcher for the Rockies, 12 wins. That's by far the most the Rockies pitchers had since Marquez, I think, had 12 in 2021. They're 8-2 in the last 10 Sugano starts. Blake Snell's teams, whatever team he's on, just 5-7 straight up in his last 12 against Colorado. There is no world where these two teams playing the way they're playing with superstars who can't catch or hit or nail down saves should be a 265 favorite. I'm taking plus 235 in the red hot Rockies. Bring us home, Raheem. What do you like?
I rarely do these run lines, especially when, you know, it's a run line for a home team, because it's possible that you may just get eight innings of at bats. But, you know, I'm still in this one from Anthony Dabbundo. He always talks about Christopher Sanchez at home. So you always got to play Christopher Sanchez at home. I think the juice is a little high on the money line. I'm going to take the run line because he is 7-0 against the Miami Marlins. He's 3-0 against the Miami Marlins and 7 appearances, 1.06 ERA in 7 appearances. So I think he's going to be able to shut down this lineup. I think the Phillies, they've won 5 of 6. I'm not saying I'm hopping on the bandwagon, but for today, I'm taking the Philadelphia Phillies on the run line minus 1.5.
39-9, Sal. We go for 40 tonight. Last 3 years, Saints at home.
Is that right? I was wondering how that's been the last month. I haven't heard you squawking about it in a while, so I thought maybe in the last couple of weeks.
Well, his last start was on the road, and guess what? He kind of struggled.
He did. All right. Yeah. Hey, let's not struggle. Let's go 3-0, 4-0. You gave us 2 picks, so let's go 4-0. It's been a minute. Let's do it. Let's get some preseason football money so we can get some regular season football money. Raheem, where can people find you as we say goodbye?
You can find me at I am Rashadamas on Twitter and Instagram. You can find me on this show. I think we're like 4 days a week now, so we're getting this thing rolling for NFL. I'm going to sneak in a little NBA and a little boxing. I know Styles mad about the NBA, but that's what we do. Actually, you know what? There's an article dropping this week on the NBA, and I haven't done a lot of writing, but I'm starting to do a little bit more writing.
Oh, good.
And they asked us, what's the one thing that you would change about the NBA? So I wrote my take in there. So I think that drops Wednesday. So
nice.
You guys can check that out.
I would say you wanted 12 months a year 12 hours a day.
Actually, you know what it is? And this is a preview. I spoke about the jerseys. I'm so sick of these goddamn jerseys.
Too many jerseys?
Yeah, the jerseys. I mean, the NFL has a 5-year rule where you can't change your jersey every 5 years. I mean, you have to wait 5 years before you change it, and then there's restrictions on what you can wear in the postseason. I spoke a lot about that.
Okay. All right. Look forward to that.
I don't know what mine would be. I saw the email for that went out, but I didn't contribute to the file. What would I do?
I didn't either. You'd be surprised to know. I didn't contribute. No, I love it. I love it when it's going. But you know what my thing would be? The Knicks won the title. Let's take 3 years off from the NBA. Sorry, I'm not gonna top that. It was pretty great. Raheem, we will see you Thursday. It's me and Tate on Tuesday. See you, buddy. Be safe. All right. Dabbundo. Yeah. What else? As we wait for Tate to come on here. So White Sox.
I would ban intentional fouling of a specific. I would ban the hack a blank. Like you can't do the Mitch Rob hack stuff. Is so annoying. It defeats the fun of the game. Like that would be bad. I would ban fouling up 3. I would not allow that to be a thing. If you foul up 3 in the final minute of a game, a team just gets 1 free throw in the ball back. So now you're only up 2. And then that you would kill it immediately because nobody wants to watch free throws. I'm sorry, it's bad basketball. It's not entertaining. So nobody supports it. The nerds have won, but the league needs to allow legislated away from the game.
Tate Frazier is with us. Tate, can you hear us? Is he back?
Yeah, I can hear you guys. I'm fired up to ban free throws. I'm with you, Dabbundo. Let's get it over with.
Is that what you would do? You would ban Tate would ban anyone who doesn't watch 3 seconds of college football commenting like they're experts on college basketball players. I meant basketball.
There you go. Yeah, both college sports. But yeah, I'm glad people care, Sal. You know, that's what I hope for. I want people to care.
Yeah. Now, Tate, you were away this weekend. Where it looked a beautiful part of the country. It looked like, at least from the pictures.
Yeah, I was up in Sun River. I got thrown into a Ryder Cup event with a bunch of friends. So went up there and played some great golf courses. I don't know if you ever watched the Shell Wonderful World of Golf back in the day. Freddie Couples, John Daly played each other up at Crosswater. So got to live out a childhood memory playing that course. And, we were happy to come away with the win. So got to celebrate on Saturday. That was fun.
Nice. I was hoping you were going to say you were on a retreat in Bali, studying up on blue chip players from the SEC Big 12 in anticipation of our big podcast tomorrow, previewing those conferences. But
speaking of blue
chip, I got a lot of people in the PNW telling me about the Ducks. A lot of Ducks talk up there, Sal.
Yeah. Oh, of course. They love it. Well, it's 10 or 11 or 12 wins, right?
Yeah.
Dabbundo, you were talking Ducks before, right?
I was trying to guess where you were.
Oh, that's right.
Said my first guess was Eugene, Oregon. I figured, it's probably around the time when Archie would be going back to school, but no, not Eugene, Oregon. My guess was wrong. We were looking at the Ducks schedule. They got Boise State week 1. They're in Ohio State this year. It's a fun time.
USC. It's going to be a big game.
Dabbundo broke the bad news to me that we are still weeks away from any of this stuff. Like I thought we had collapsed a week in there or something. You're like, no, there's 3 weeks. There's 3 whole weeks before football. I'm like, oh, right. Wait, 3.
No, we get week 0. We get the Saturday the 29th.
So the
Labor Day weekend
is week 0,
right?
Yeah. The Labor Day weekend is the real week 1. But yeah,
right. But for pros, there's 3 whole weeks before the week leading up. Oh, well, come on.
The season is later this year. Yeah. But you know what? We only have 13 days until the U.S. Open, Sal.
That's true.
So we're going to be ready this year. We're excited. The final time I'll ever get to watch Gail Monfils play tennis. Marty, really sad about it. Yeah.
I mean, he'll probably play in your backyard if you ask him in a couple of years. I don't know. If you have a backyard. All right, Tate. So you probably didn't see a lot of preseason football. I was going to ask you what quarterback stood out this weekend. Did you see highlights? Are you picking Joe Milton or Sam Howell for comeback player of the year? How are you doing this?
I like Trubisky as well. Had some scoring drives for the Tennessee Titans. That was good to see. I think Ty Simpson was the big story. I saw a lot of people doing victory laps about their opinions on Ty Simpson. I would just, give everybody the classic disclaimer of this is preseason. A 2 touchdown performance was nice. He did look good, but again, he's not going to play this year, and obviously he'll learn under Stafford. Well, we'll see. That's right, Dabbundo.
Maybe Stafford's pretty old, Tate.
Yeah, maybe he does get some moments to shine. But yeah, that seemed like the big name. Everyone talking about Ty Simpson, everyone doing kind of the "we told you so." He is the best quarterback in this draft. I would wait for Mendoza to get his moment before you start doing your victory laps. But he did look good, so I give Ty Simpson some credit, but not too much credit for the preseason.
The Ringer NFL group chat, Dan Comer said that Todd McShay was firing up some takes on Monday morning off of the Ty Simpson opener. So now I'm kind of curious, like how over his skis is Todd going to go in reaction to 1 or 2 preseason drives?
I don't, whatever happens.
He's been a Simpson guy from what I remember.
I don't think he's going to be. I'm a Simpson guy too. Season 3, I think it started
Homer.
to. Yes, Homer. Bart was a real pain. Yes, yeah, but I don't know. All right. That said, Camden Brown, wide receiver for the Cowboys, offensive rookie of the year. Out of Georgia Southern, go get it if you can.
Is he wide receiver 5?
He is exactly wide receiver 5. He's not even. The wide receiver we drafted in the 6th round isn't even on the list. He could still jump him, so we'll see what happens there. Tate, are the Dodgers in trouble? I'm asking you.
I just feel like, I know Dabbundo just said this earlier, but I do feel like they're just playing possum a little bit. They're kind of getting their ducks in a row before they make their run in the playoffs. And I would say maybe this could be the greatest thing the Dodgers ever do for baseball. Maybe they just take a dive this year for the sake of negotiations, and then they come back and start blitzing everybody next year. So I think this might be smart for baseball. Maybe there's like a big kind of conspiracy plan here going on with the LA Dodgers to kind of keep baseball afloat. So maybe there's something that's going on there, but I think they turn it on once we get closer to October, as they did last year. So I'm not too concerned about them. Obviously, the bullpen is a concern, but at the end of the day, they still have all that talent there, and I think that they'll ramp those guys up and get them ready.
Well, not at the end of this day, right? Because we have the Rockies plus 235.
No, they won't get it. Yeah, that's right. I take the
end
Rockies.
Of tomorrow. Yeah. End of tomorrow's fine.
We'll Snell and Coors is a bad mix.
Right, exactly. All right. Hey, let's play your favorite game. I'm sorry I kept you this long. Go ahead. Set it up.
Yeah, can I do the first one?
Yeah, yes. Please, Dabbundo.
Go ahead.
Tate Frazier has become champion pot stirrer at the Ringer in 2026.
Over underreaction?
Over underreaction. Sal.
I am going to have to say overreaction because I'm not exactly positive of what you're talking about. You're talking about his comments on tailgate? What did he do?
Well, let's just say I was enjoying a lovely Sunday morning when I got a text from a friend and diehard listener of the tailgate. I'll admit I'm a little behind on my tailgate listening. I do love the show. And he said, Joel Anderson calling you out on the pod. I said, for what? What could he possibly be calling me out for? He said, Tate was talking about this golf round in DC. And look, I wasn't the organizer of this event. Heifetz and Joel apparently had played golf together, and they went to the driving range. But when we played on an actual course last week, House did not invite Joel, and there was discussion off, before the round, during the round. Hey, should we invite Joel to join us after? We decided he was probably busy, and then we'd link up with him next time. But then, Tate just goes on and says, "Oh, so there was this golf thing going on in Maryland and you weren't invited. What's up with that?"
Right in your backyard, Joel.
Right? Literally, we were in Silver Spring, which is kind of funny, where Joel lives. So I was like, wait a second. Tate, champion pot stirrer of the Ringer.
I would say under. I feel like Sal is the number one pot stirrer. You know what I mean? But I took a page out of his book for this one. And obviously Joel is he's easy to find a slight. So once we saw the picture, we were like, we got to start here. We've been doing instigators. We have a lot of people that are tailgate fans who call them the Gators. They've been reaching out with trying to get Joel riled up, and we had a lot of people reach out to us to say, why was Joel not invited? So we had fun with that.
It's a great part of the show. You have to antagonize, especially him. So what, do you want to apologize to Dabbundo? I mean, shit stirring aside, that's fine.
No. I was pro getting Joel to join us afterward, but it was met with, a rather milquetoast reaction.
Yeah, last year he would have called you guys hoes. He would have been like, I don't think
Joel's ever played golf on a real course, like regularly.
No, he hasn't. That's why
that was not a course where I would recommend for beginners. I mean, it was a tough course. The greens were angry that day. My friends,
you could have lent them one of your women's golf balls, and who knows? You could have lit it up the score.
How did we go with the over-unders, Dabbundo? Did we go under? Did we go over?
So House shot a 90. Heifetz shot a 100. He went over. And then I shot a 101.
So I think you went under, right?
I did have, I think 2 or 3 pars. I had a chip in par. I had an incredible drive approach on 15 that I stuck it to 12 feet. And I was like, when did I become good at golf? I just missed the putt. Had a par there. I had a nice bogey on a par 3, a couple of bogeys, a few blow up holes for sure. Really struggled off the tee, but I went under. So that's all that matters.
This is the summer of Dabbundo, really. He catches a foul ball, all the World Cup nonsense, Spain to win, Spain wins.
He's got US Open coming up. Yeah,
it's
all coming up Dabbundo. Yeah,
except for the car.
That's right.
I'm still waiting for the parking authority to get back to me because they gave me a ticket for $301 on the car that was stolen for where it was parked illegally. I'm still waiting to hear back on the dispute of this ticket. I sent them a picture of the car. I sent them like the police report, and they're like dragging their feet. If I have to pay this ticket, I'm going to end up on Parking Wars. Like I'm going to go full postal.
Wow.
I'm tweeting it. I'm posting it. I'm calling the mayor. I'll do whatever I have to do because this is ridiculous.
Yeah, posting, going postal. I think that's a proper reaction to Dabbundo. That's ridiculous. So
underreaction.
I think that's the right way to approach it. All right, let's get into it. Yeah. Next up, there will never be a more impressive sports debut than what Joshua Báez pulled off on Saturday. Dabbundo, I'll go to you first. Over or underreaction?
Underreaction. It's never been done in history. What could possibly be better?
No, the only thing that could be better is 4 home runs. I mean, there's nothing that's happened. Nothing that's
which is more rare than a perfect game. So.
Or maybe hitting the cycle. That's the only thing I could think of that might be better if he got the cycle in his first game. But again, 3 home runs might be better.
That fourth,
I think it's better.
Fourth at bat's a single. It's not as like the moment isn't as bad. I mean, I don't even know what the equivalent is in another sport. Like a running back with 3 long touchdowns doesn't even seem as big because he would have a lot more carries. Right,
a basketball player with 50 in his first, like a Cooper Flag in his first game, or Victor Wembanyama had 50 points in their first game, maybe.
But here's the difference: the basketball player wouldn't be toiling in the minors for 5 years, right? Like I think that lends to the story. Like
and it's not like this kid was a again. Correct. He's not even the best rookie on his own team. I mean, they have the rookie of the year on the team.
Exactly,
so, or most likely.
Yeah, I think this is virtually untoppable. I'd say underreaction.
Steven Strasburg, like that was the one that I thought of.
That's what I was going through debut. Strasburg is probably the one.
Famous. Everybody was hyped for that. This guy, like, who knew who he was? I got like 4 people, like, who is Josh Báez? I'm like,
it's a rocky
honestly,
story.
I barely knew who he was. There was a police lineup on Friday and said, which one is Josh Báez? I would not have picked the right guy.
Yeah. Which one is Josh Báez, and did he steal your car?
They would give him a $300 ticket. Yeah. Exactly. All right. Next up, Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark is a better rivalry than Angel Reese and the layup. The me-bound. Sal, over or underreaction?
Overreaction. I mean, Angel Reese and the layup is a rivalry. It's unlike any other. It's Athens versus Sparta, but 1,000 times funnier. I mean,
it's a 10-year war. Yeah.
Well, I wish I understood it. I mean, it's funny as hell, but was she this bad at layups in college? Like, I could see not practicing free throws and you're a bad free throw shooter. All right, that's lazy. But if you could just rep out 1,000 layups until you weren't going to embarrass yourself, is it the long nails? I don't know. Why can't she make a layup? Explain it to me.
I think it's on purpose. I think she likes getting the rebounds.
Stat padding.
Yeah. Even at the end of the game?
Okay. It gives me DeAndre Jordan when he was on the Clippers. You know, it's like he's getting some extra rebounds here just off his own misses. That's what I think it is.
She's getting absolutely.
Dabbundo, what do you think? Over underreaction?
Game-winning putback here or 3 rebounds. What do I want?
3 rebounds.
Well, is Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese even the best rivalry in WNBA anymore? Is a real question because it feels like the Fever have a new polarizing figure on their franchise. Superstar, according to people who gave her birthday wishes yesterday. I'm not going to say her name.
Not Kelsey Mitchell, who's also the second best player on the team, though, right? Yeah.
No, not her.
No, that meme, though, puts it back over the top, whether it was or not. Dabbundo. Her smiling in the background is just fantastic. Just great.
Yeah. Good stuff. WNBA, full of drama, as we know. Speaking of drama, Jaden Daniels and his obsession with the number 5 has temporarily saved us from the 6-7 craze. Dabbundo, over underreaction. A lot of tweets from the MLB teams about Jaden Daniels this weekend.
Yeah, overreaction. I found it to be kind of corny. Like the first couple of times was good, and then everybody did it, and it's like, all right, you got to be original. You got to come up with something different. You can't just say what everybody else already did.
I think it was 12 teams that tweeted about this in the MLB. That's insane.
Right. And you know, none of them playing in Louisiana. I didn't see the Nationals post, so maybe they're not going to go after their hometown guy. That might be a little bit of a rip. That would have been really compelling. But I'll go overreaction because I still do the 6'7" constantly. My nephews do the 6'7". My stepdad even did the 6'7" the other day. I kind of cringed. So I'm going to go overreaction. This is going to blow over pretty quickly.
Yeah. Sal, what about you?
It's brutal. I mean, he regrets this. There's no doubt. And maybe the Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese GIF will take away from it a little bit now, but everything with the number 5 is owned by Jaden Daniels. Let me show you how it works. You're right. It is corny. It is cringe. So I was born on July 5th, but Jaden Daniels is making me change my birth certificate to reflect is Independence Day. See, that's how, now you do one, Dabbundo. Go ahead. Now, how does it work? Let's show everybody.
Happy July 4th.
Let me think. My I don't know if I have anything good for this.
Like, how about this? Out of respect for Dabbundo, for Jaden Daniels, Dabbundo is now going from 5 favorite NFL teams to 6. Like that's
okay.
That right? That's
I'm always in the market for new teams for what it's worth.
Yeah,
there you go.
Out of respect to Jaden Daniels, I no longer will put 5 on it. I'll put 6. You know what I mean? Shout out to the Loonies. You know, there's a lot of ways to play it. Jaden Daniels, I think he definitely regrets that, and it's going to be a talking point for quite some time. And LSU fans are now upset with him.
He's going to get coaches into oblivion.
Yeah, Dan Lanning was asked about it. You know, talking about his players. He's like, we got Dylan Gabriel wearing 8. Mariota wore 8. Like, you know what I mean? Like, everyone's kind of taking some pot shots.
It's so stupid.
Yeah,
so
it's not good. All right, next up, this was a great weekend for golf. Scotty Scheffler is the best bet now for the rest of the FedEx Cup playoffs. Sal, he won this past weekend in Memphis. Does seem like he's a man on a mission. When he makes putts, he can win by 8 shots, 9 shots. It's a ridiculous return when he's putting the ball. Number 1 in the field this week. So over or under reaction. How do you like him the rest of the time?
Underreaction. I loved him yesterday. I bet him, I think Friday. Of course, I have to bet him like he's minus 200, but I sweated out yesterday for like a total of 4 minutes out of 4 hours. And that's the best way to watch golf. He ended up winning by 8 strokes. He had 5 birdies, 1 bogey, and no arrest, I don't think, from what I saw at least. So I just don't know. So what goes on with these playoffs, Dabbundo? I mean, I know you were conjuring up President Cup rosters back in April, but so now so they have 50, and now they're in this BMW tournament, and they take the top 30 from that, and then there's one more tournament. That's it, and that's where everyone's
the final one. Yep,
Tour Championship.
I read about this last week because I called golf season over, and somebody got mad at me, and I said, all right, I'm gonna do my homework on this. And in fact, yes, there are 2 more events in the playoffs. There's a lot of money on the
last event. You are given a score. You're given a weighted score, right? Going in,
correct?
I feel like
anymore.
This could be better.
They got rid of that.
Yeah,
really?
They got rid of that last year. So the Fleetwood won last year. That was his one tournament win in the Tour Championship. But yeah, it gets down to the last 30 guys, and then we go from there and we play it out. But I think Scotty, to save the season and to salvage the season, I wouldn't be shocked if he wins all 3 of these. You know, a clean sweep, 3-0 for Scotty.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah,
that'd be something.
That's what I think's on the horizon.
Plus 290 to win this week, but again, he doesn't. Well, he never really has to try hard because he's not going to get dropped. And especially now, if you're not weighted, I feel like we could do better with the golf playoffs. So really it's just like third, like this would be NCAA tournament. And you just like top 30 teams are in and whoever has the highest score after one game. I don't know. Can't we, the champion is whoever wins this one tournament?
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, Fleetwood last year, that was the one tournament he won, and he's the Tour champion. So, I mean, there's never really a real perfect way to do it. But, I think that Scotty, it does seem like he's got the, kind of the ball in his court. And he's kind of the classic Tiger. If he putts great, you have no chance. If he putts good, he'll probably win by 1 or 2. And if he putts average, he probably is still in contention and has a chance. So, you're always going to be in it with Scotty Scheffler.
Almost 7 months since his last win. That was shocking to me.
Yeah, it was much needed. He seemed relieved. Dabbundo, is that an overreaction for you? You like Scotty the rest of the way?
Underreaction. I'm back on the Scotty narrative. People got way too down on him. He's been coming in second like a lot this year.
7 times.
Yeah, like he's still there and he's still clearly the best guy. So anybody's like, well, he's only won 1 time, now 2 times. Nah, that's variance.
Yeah, and I do think that he's trying to send a message like, I still had a great year, and he'll end up probably winning Player of the Year if he's able to finish this thing out strong. All right, last one. The English FA Community Shield was actually a game that was played yesterday. Dabbundo, over or underreaction?
Overreaction. I always forget about this game. It's a game that occurs between the winner of the FA Cup and the winner of the Premier League the year before. Man City played Arsenal. I mean, like, I saw the highlights of it. City's defense was, shall we say, uninspired. Arsenal beat him 3-0. The market, though, took note. Arsenal's title odds jumped off of this win. You know, it is their direct rival for the title this year in the odds. They went from plus 150 down to about plus 125 off of one game. Bruno Guimaraes, pretty fun player, adds to Arsenal this year. I'm going to be doing a Premier League preview later this week. Getting into over-unders and all the fun ways to wager and watch the Prem this year. But
send all your tidbits on Tottenham to BS.
I promise you that nothing I think or say will have anything to have happened with regards to that game on Sunday.
Well, Tate, if I may, I'm going to say overreaction because not one of those throngs of casuals who were enthralled enough by the World Cup to work soccer into their viewing regimen reported back to me. Like, I can't believe this was an actual game. And between
it's a fake
champions, I can only assume it didn't happen because nobody, all the thousands of fans that soccer won over a month ago.
Dabbundo, is this like a Hall of Fame game in the NFL in your mind?
Sort of. Yeah. I mean, there is a trophy.
We watched the Hall of Fame game.
They do play at Wembley, and it is kind of a big deal. But like, City played like half of their normal starters, and Arsenal didn't even have Declan Rice. Like, it was not a real thing. I remember a couple years ago.
It's dead.
A couple years ago, like a couple years ago, City got waxed in this game, and it was like, oh, and then they won the league.
Mm-hmm. So, can't draw too much from it as you take away.
No, it's a glorified friendly. Yeah.
Okay.
I will be watching. You tell me there's a game that matters at 7 a.m. Pacific on Saturday.
Saturday we've got United and Hull early. That's a pretty bad game. Let's see here. What's the best game this weekend? Tottenham Brentford. 9:30
great ambassador. Yeah.
Newcastle Liverpool Sunday at 8:30. Sal.
Yeah, I'm a Newcastle fan, so I'll be watching that game.
I'm a Newcastle fan.
I've been a Newcastle fan, bro. It's always been a bad time to be a Newcastle fan.
Well, because of the beer, right? That's the only reason. There you go. All right, good times. That's it. Over under reactions. Do we have any polls? Any comments you want to hit, Dabbundo? Anything anyone upset with on Twitch?
Not particularly. I lost the chat for a bit there. I was out of the chat.
They kicked you out? Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Everyone's watching soccer. Why would they comment? All right, there you go. Tate and I will be back tomorrow on Ringer Wise Guys. Big 12, SEC, and Notre Dame. So what's that? 35 teams we're going to hit tomorrow? Yeah.
We got a lot to get to. I'm excited. I'm putting all my notes together this afternoon, so ready to go.
I'll be tuned in.
Beautiful. Listen, you know what, Dabbundo, for that, I'll listen to your EPL thing. When does that come out?
Look at that.
Probably Wednesday or Thursday.
All right. And I might even read Raheem's article. Who the hell knows? Let's see. I'll be good about it. All right.
Sal, king of the content nowadays.
Yeah. I told the sports guy, Bill Simmons, the other day, I'm like, Dabbundo listens to every goddamn podcast on the Ringer. He's like, no, he does. I'm like, yes, he does. He does. But,
not everyone, but I try to keep up.
I thought like that could get you a bump with some kind of promotion or something. No, he wanted to fire you. He thinks it's weird. He thinks it's a little bit.
Damn it. We have a new colleague, by the way. I don't know if you saw this mid-show.
No, I didn't see this. What happened?
We just hired somebody.
Nice.
Tom Pelissero is joining the Ringer.
Shout out. I like Tom.
Yeah. Okay.
Netflix announced that he is joining Netflix Game Day as a sideline reporter for the full slate of games starting in Melbourne in week 1. Nice. He will also co-host the Ringer NFL show and contribute across Ringer's NFL podcasts, including Bill Simmons.
Beautiful. All
Ringer's video podcasts are on Netflix. So how about that? New colleagues.
They heard your Colts and Steelers take, and they're like, we need someone else in here.
We gotta do better than this. Tom Pelissero. I'm assuming he's a Paisan. So
that's a good name. That's right. That's right. Exactly. All right. Yeah. Cannolis all around. All right. That's going to do it for another episode of Ringer Wise Guys. For Tate Frazier, Anthony Dabbundo, and Raheem Palmer, I'm Sal saying so long and happy handicapping. Ringer Wise Guys is brought to you by FanDuel. Before the football season begins, every team is undefeated. Every fan believes this could be the year their team wins a division, makes the playoffs, lifts the trophy. And with FanDuel, you can bet on any of it, from who will win it all and division winners to season win totals and playoff futures. FanDuel has all the ways to bet on the season before it even begins. Dallas Cowboys seem unstoppable. I know everyone's talking about it. Plus 2,000 is an amazing gift. Go get it. And all your football futures bets in today on FanDuel. Visit FanDuel.com/wiseguys to get started. You have to be 21 or older in select states or 18 or older in DC or Wyoming. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. Call 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut.
You must be 21 or older and present in select states for Kansas in affiliation with Kansas Star Casino, or 18 or older and present in D.C., Kentucky, or Wyoming. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER or 1-800-MY-RESET. Call 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut, or visit mdgamblinghelp.org in Maryland. Hope is here. Visit gamblinghelplinema.org or call 800-327-5050 for 24/7 support in Massachusetts, or call 1-877-8-HOPE/NY or text HOPE New York in New York. For Louisiana, call 1-877-770-7867.